What is going on, guys? We are back with another video, and we're doing a rebuild of the Buccaneers. Why does this team look familiar? Of course, it's a joke. We do a franchise on the channel, but that's beside the point. Maybe go check it out. Maybe subscribe to the channel. I'm done with that, okay? I gotta find a way to slip it in there. That is what he said. This team is actually a little bit rougher than I thought. Excuse me, Ronald. You're a 76 overall in the newer rosters. Bull crap, he was like a freaking 68 for me. In fairness, we've made the jump, so it's all right. Scott Miller, he's probably not going to be the guy on this one for us. But, of course, a way better roster we created after one season in our Buccaneers franchise. Take a look at that. Going to this one, it's really strugglesome because, you know, just to compare some of the names, we have Scott Miller. You ended up getting a scenario, so he's like star development. So we have three great wide receivers, a great tight end. We ended up getting almost an MVP season. Probably should have been with Winston, superstar development. Ronald Jones, he got a scenario. He's 77 overall star. Defensively, we traded for, we moved to a 4-3. We traded for Dylan Cole, so we have a pretty fast coverage linebacker there. And then free safety, we have Apke, so he's super fast. So any mistakes he really makes, he can kind of recover a little bit with the speed. I'm really not liking this roster. However, as with every team, there are upsides. Shaq Barrett is killing it. And he should be even higher than this by now. But he's still really good and better than the one we had. That's all I can tell you there. Where the hell is the safety? They have Justin Evans, don't they? Or did he get hurt? So apparently he was put on IR September 10th, which is like well after the season started. Maybe not well after, but, you know, preseason, all that was already there. So, oh, he sucks on the roster. Never mind. Okay, so we found one of the guys that is a bit better in our game than what they are in the updated roster. I hate this roster. Nothing. I don't hate anything. It's a great, fine roster. Do we move? Who do we move up? Carlton Davis, actually. Let's put Carlton up there. Carlton's our new is he a starting corner? Oh, hell no. Okay, so we're gonna have to do what we kind of did in our other league. Jamel Dean, though. Ugh. This is so bad, folks. He probably fits the strong safety bill a little bit more, in my opinion, but that's just me. A lot of normal dev guys, a lot of youth, don't get me wrong. Fair enough to them, and they're actually doing pretty damn well in real life, but yeah, worrisome there. JPP is hurt for several weeks, all right, so damn it, this is going to suck. Speaking of no Harrians, what the hell? But yeah, I'm saying, for some reason, I know like the rosters are a little older, and he's not as good in the older ones, but I can't believe there's actually people using the Buccaneers roster and using Peyton Barber over Ronald Jones. Are you for real? Like, are you for real? I don't know what's the real-life story, but the fact that Ronald Jones is quite a bit higher in overall tells me he's probably doing okay. Second game, he must have got hurt. 4 for 9 is not great, but first game, 13 for 75 against a great front like the Niners. The Giants, 14 for 80. And then the Rams, a really good front, 19 for 70, 1 touchdown. So he's having a pretty good season. I mean, he's already way better than 2018, obviously. But, I mean, he's on par for an okay season if he, you know, continues the consistency to make Antonio Brown a star development. Of course, we're just trying to make sure he's not around, but that was one of the big updates recently was that he was dropped from Superstar X Factor to regular star. The brutalness. EA does not care, man. I don't know if, like, the NFL is just sick of him, and they're like, you know what? Take away his entire life. Even his Madden overall. Can't even have that. Which is really ironic because I was always told that their on-field play is all that affects their overall and their developments, but clearly not. So it's safe to say this team isn't on the playoff path that we put them on, but yeah, that's all I can say is just but yeah. Like that's about it. Shaquille Barrett wants a bigger extension. I'm not re-signing DeMar because he left us in ours. Winston with a 5-year 121, similar to what we actually had to pay him. But we did have to pay him as a 78 overall, which I think each overall bumped him by like a total of 5 or 6 mil, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, lesser bonus in the other one, I think. But yeah, we can definitely afford most of the players. It's just, do we want to? All right, so of course we missed the playoffs. We're 4-11-1, and you would think there's no reason for me to force losses, but there is. My ego is big enough to where I want to prove that we absolutely killed in our Buccaneers league. Of course, we made some trades, but that's just the way it goes. 4-11-1 without the help of yours truly. That's all I'm saying. Winston in our league, 5,200 yards, 40 touchdowns. I don't even remember how many picks. Winston in this league, was he injured half the season? Like, where's the touchdowns? We can see the picks are there, but that's not great. Ronald Jones was horrendous. Peyton Barber had some touchdowns. This was an abysmal offense. Pepto-abysmal. I'm sorry, that was a stupid joke. Donovan Smith is getting paid $12+ million a year to give up 22 sacks. Oh my God. Shaq Barrett finishes the season with less than the sacks he has in 4 games in real life. Sue, not a bad season at all. Devin White, 105 tackles, 2 picks. Vernon Hargreaves, 101 tackles, 2 picks. So really good tackling, but that probably means we were getting burned. 30th offense with the playmakers this team has. 10th defense. I'm not going to say the defense is good by any means, but in our franchise, we definitely have one of the best skill sets by far. Like, it's not even close. Like, the playmaking players that the Buccaneers have are really good. A lot of upside as well. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Devin White, just like in ours. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much that. There's not going to be any other award wins. There's literally no chance. Closest one would maybe be linebacker, but even that, not a chance. DB, tackles don't matter. So I want to see the developments. And I also forgot what I really want to do was check out the damn scenarios. I wanted to go week by week what scenarios the players got, but clearly that's not going to happen. Winston went up to an 80 overall, and this is on 200% sliders, which is 100% higher than we have on the other league. Obviously, the practices don't count. Obviously, he's terrible on his own. Sorry to say it, but the big things that we're missing is the offensive lineman moves. We moved Jensen to left tackle. We traded for Elfline. DeMar Dotson was better for us in fairness, but that's not a big enough reason. Devin White, I'd be really curious to see if he's going to actually go up to Superstar X Factor. He had a lot of tackles, and that's usually what triggers the development up for linebackers. So I think he may go to X Factor. It's debatable, but we'll see. So offensively, Ronald Jones is a 74. What? Oh, his morale's down. I keep forgetting that's a thing. We're just so good, I never have to deal with it. I'm sorry, I'm done. I'm joking, kinda. Okay, stop. Defensively, Levante David does go to Superstar, just like he did for us. Maybe you can't get it as a rookie? I don't know, because if Levante got it, Devin White definitely should have. It is what it is, though. The defenders, no DB upgrades. Did Edwards go up in development? Okay, so star development for Edwards. Anyone else? I'm trying to. This is like a cheat code for me now. I'm getting the freaking handbook going. So it appears that Edwards was the only player that went up in development. What the hell did he do? I know it's a user league compared to an AI league. It's not going to be accurate because I think it does go off of what everyone else is doing, what the average is. But let's take a look. So this is Mike Edwards, correct, right? So 74 tackles, 2 interceptions, only 5 deflections. He gave up 23 passes as a safety, which is really high numbers. Yep, EA's full of crap. There it is. That's all I can tell you. I don't know really how you get up in development. I don't know. But will he play under another tag scenario? Free agency would be longer for me. 25.7 mil. He wasn't great. DeMar Dotson, okay. I mean, I wish he would have stayed for us. But as a 74 overall, I really don't care. Sue played well, even though he dropped down in overall majorly. I think you have to pay him. Well, I mean, I tried to. I tried to give him the option. He didn't want it. Peyton Barber wasn't great either. I think this team's in due for an overhaul on pretty much every level. Every level. I need some water, by the way. This is brutal. This is brutal. Winston with the tag, though. I don't think I would call Winston a franchise QB, but it's not easy to replace in 80 overall, so we're going to tag him. We have some money. I don't think we're going to be able to use most of it up in free agency here. So obviously we have lots of names to replace, lots of positions. So offensive line is in shambles. We need a new guard, a new tackle, another new tackle. Receiver isn't set in stone, either is running back. Defensively, that's a whole nother beast. You need cornerbacks. You need a strong safety, probably. And then the defensive line is being played by Vita Vea across the front. So we have 36.5 mil. We can't spend anything on too many great names. It's good to see that maybe they updated the game. Kareem Hunt getting offers, so is Kendall Hunter. Ebron don't need him. Yannick Ngakoue would be a very big signing for us. I've attempted this a few times, and you usually don't get him. This is a very cheap contract in compared to what you probably would have to pay in real life. I'll pay him a 5-year, 64 mil. That's perfectly fine by me. We do need guards, but can we afford Joe? Joe's expensive. Derrick Henry, I don't really like him in game for sim, and B, I don't like him in sim. No, but he's really expensive. That's the main reason why I can't go for him. Ronald Darby, he's getting paid a lot as well, though. But a team this desperate for corners just wouldn't let him fall. It's simply the case. Man, the moves we made in that franchise, we're gods, honestly. So Yannick rejects it. Of course he would. Why wouldn't he? That's a game-changing rejection. Brockers gets a 2-year, $14 million deal. Completely fair. Bulaga 2 for 25. It's expensive. 4-year, about 30 mil for Trevor, leaving us with about 12 mil left over. What can we do with 12 mil? What could you guys do with 12 mil? That's the question. I'd buy 24 hours a day, full-time hooks for my paintings and clothing so I can access them better. So we do get Blythe. We don't get Henry. We don't get Howard, but we do get Emmanuel Sanders. Not bad pickups at all. So we pick up 2 linemen. We end up with a better O-line starting now than we did last season for sure. We need a new left tackle. Wide receiver was a thought, but now with Emmanuel Sanders is a great slot guy. Perfect pickup. Running back might be a bigger need now. We need a D lineman. Cornerback isn't nearly as bad. It just depends on if we want to keep Hargraves or not. Safety, I suppose, but Carlton Davis is okay. And we need a pass rusher for sure. And obviously, that outside guy is for sure going to be the guy we at least take. I don't know if he's going to be the answer, but he's definitely going to be one of the guys we have to go for. But honestly, with what we need, I think we can move to around 12 or 15, which would obviously give us a ton back as a return. I don't like Winston, but do I hate him enough to go for Bob Perry? That's the real question. Offensive lineman, we would solve that issue with one of these fellas. I really don't know which one's the best, but there's 3 linemen here. I don't know. Once again, I have no idea which one's the best. Maybe Reynolds or Lamb, I would say, would be the top 2. Do have McBath, which I think is one of the top names you have to try and get. Is it a tough decision? So I tried to make a better trade, but the game wouldn't do it, so I'm going to have to write this down that the Cardinals robbed us of a first-round pick. We'll have to sleaze that later. We trade 4 down to 14 to get 46 this year. Just a great trade, EA, right? And McBath being as insane-looking as he is, you got to go with him. He's a 77. This kind of reminds me of the Quinnen Williams a little bit. Yeah, like a lot of it, actually. Looks pretty good to me. I don't know what his development is, but star or better works for me, and guess what he has? Star or better. The question is, do we risk this QB anymore? Ooh. Okay, so the Colts didn't take him. I don't think this team will. The Rams won't, but the Chargers could. So do we make the trade up? That's why you tag the guy. I think you probably would have to get rid of all these. That's a lot to trade, though. But I think you have to if you want to trade up. It's going to cost you a lot to get there. The question is this the quarterback? Do we take the QB? Do we take the lineman? Boldy, he looks good. I think we can wait for that. I think we can go for him instead. I like Chester. I don't know if I like him enough to draft him, though, especially with Trevor. We fixed the position a little bit. We did have some better DTs, or some okay DTs later on we'll probably go for. But I think best available is just looking right in our face, Bob Perry. Another 77 overall hidden. Oh, he's doing the regular star cross, but I think they fixed that, obviously. Injury, stamina, and toughness, all the exact same, and it's not great, 84. A little mobile, not really. He's a decent quarterback, 91 short. It really comes down to the dev. If this is a star development player, that was a huge miss, and that's all I can really tell you. Definitely a huge miss. If he's only star, that's a huge miss, and I regret everything. I think that's a fair trade. We're losing a little bit. We lose a third and a fourth next, and Jamel Dean, who I love in our franchise, but of course with normal development, he's doomed. For the first pick in the third round, which is going to hopefully net us this pass rusher, and more than just hopefully net us the pass rusher, hopefully he's good. His potentials are through the roof, but his grade's bad, and he's very slow, so I'm hoping for the best. Thank you for the hidden, okay? I was hoping for a better overall because of the potentials, but that's fine. 80 speed, 83 excel, so he's a little bit faster than I actually would have thought. Agility's terrible. Decent stamina, good all that. Pass rush isn't terrible, so 81 finesse, 77 block shed, 77 strength. He's a decent player. I would assume star, but you don't know. It could, hell, we could get lucky. Superstar X Factor right there. Pete Colombo, I don't think so, pal. Pete, get the hell out. The tackle's gone. No, we don't really need wide receiver anymore, but I did have this guy. He's a mid-6th. I think he's probably worth it. These guys go a little early, so I'm just going to take him now. Why not? 65 overall hidden. Okay, Superstar X Factor would be great, pal, but I don't see that happening. I'm just saying. But a great steal, maybe replaces Emmanuel when he retires. I don't know. That's even though I think this guy has great potential, that's a bit of a long haul. So I have no idea if the guy's there, and he is Mr. Mason DiNapoli. Actually looks pretty decent. It's fast as well. Normal development, 72 overall. Not bad. 93 kick power, 80 accuracy. Pinion, you do take a little bit of a hit, but I'm fine with that. I mean, I think this guy's probably already better than Pinion. Someone's had to make that joke, right? Pinion you deep, like So the moment of truth. Did we make terrible decisions? Jeromepkr looks great. I've had a feeling that this guy's is an X Factor. Okay, he's not, but Superstar is just as good, kind of. Not really, but it's really good. This guy, I'm not gonna lie. I know I just said it, but star, nah, he's an X Factor, 100%. Okay, once again, it's not X Factor, but it's not star, and that's what I hope for. All right, kept working. Oh, this guy, clearly X Factor, right? I mean, clearly an X Factor. Of course, okay. I mean, I was self-aware that the game knew, and it fell apart. Dudley Benson. Something tells me Superstar, actually. And no, star. Okay, so it's fine. It's not the best scenario, but it definitely could have been a worse draft. And we ended up with the Cardinals first round. Obviously, we have to still do that. Please tell me this wasn't actually... Oh, it was a real bust. But yeah, I mean, this could have been so much worse. We're not doing that. McBath, let's play him at right end, I suppose. But yeah, it's not looking bad. It's just Hargraves needs to stop taking Sean Murphy's spot. Getting sick of it. But we've improved slightly. I don't know how much we've actually improved, though. Because obviously it comes down to how well you play, not anything else. Where are you? Come on, Cardinals. You know it was time. The Reaper's here. And they can't afford anyone. These guys are some sleazes. All right, so here's a special thing. I didn't show it because I'm stupid, but our man Ronald Jones actually has a scenario, which is impressive. Once again, Winston's the starter for now. I don't want him to be, but he's got to start until he sucks, which sucks. I really hope he throws like 50 picks here. But if Ronald Jones gets 2 touchdowns or 100 yards rushing / receiving combined, he will get the same development up that we received in our Buccaneers franchise. And speaking of, here is a little bit of a spoiler. Don't get too excited, mainly because it's not great and it's my video. Why are you excited about me? Like, what are you doing? But it's like week 2 right now. It's technically week 2 and we have not had a scenario yet. But yet here in Season 2 for our Buccaneers rebuild, we have one week 1. But if we develop him properly, I think he can speed. Oh, he did it! He's done it! 10K XP as well. You guys know if you watched my Buccaneers League, please, tomorrow is going to be a great video. Only 2 upgrades from 10K though. But let's take a look at the actual stats and how Winston, but please Winston, suck so I can put Bob in. Damn it, Winston's doing okay. Ronald, wait a minute. Whoa, wait a minute. Wait, what was his receiving yards? I don't think how did he get his ability? I'm almost certain. Okay, I hate the way they did this. I don't like it. It is what it is. Stop complaining. I don't think he got it. So we had 48 yards rushing. Oh, did he have one on each? Oh, the legend himself had 2 touchdowns. He got it. Super underachieving squad for the win. I love it. Good stuff. Huge. That is huge. Or was it the plan all along to get somebody interested in Winston? He's having a decent season. Winston, Bray in a 4th round this year to the Broncos for a 1st round draft pick. Bob is ready to start. My boy Bob making plays. I think it's kind of a realistic move because, of course, Winston, you give him the tag, you get a guy that you really believe in. You didn't really believe in Winston, and even those numbers, 2 games in, the rushing game is terrible still, and then passing, you're averaging 220, 230 yards-ish, 1.5 touchdowns a game. That's pretty abysmal at the end of the day with an offense of this caliber, these receivers. So I think it was a realistic move, and we land an extra 1st round. This team is on the right path for success. We just got to get a couple of wins. Really, we just need to win about 8 or 9 games this season, and we'll be right there. All right, it's re-sign time. I'm dealing with this somewhat because obviously I can only re-sign a few guys, and there's a lot of different names in our Buccaneers franchise. And we have some money here. About the same, but not as much talent, technically. The overalls are high, but the talent is not as high, I suppose. So we're going to give a nice 6-year deal to Mr. Christopher Godwin. Not bad at all. Hargraves, maybe we'll see. Straight. We lost 1, won 3. David, he wants a 3-year here. For me, he only wanted a 2-year worth, like, $32 million. Although that's actually a lot of money. It's because he's on the outside, isn't it? All right, moment of truth. We turned it around. We did really poorly to start, and then ever since getting the quarterback going, we got going, and it wasn't enough, unfortunately. We did go 8-8, which is ironic because in my head, that's what I thought we were going to do. We went 1-1 with Winston. Then we lost 4 straight. Then we won 3. Unfortunately, took 2 losses in a row, and then 1 against the Eagles. So 8-8, not bad by any means at all. And Bob Perry absolutely killed it as a starter. I really want to see how our boy Winston, where the hell did we put on the Broncos? Broncos, yeah, very Winston-like numbers. I know he went to a worse team technically, but still not a great season at all. Let's take a look at Ronald. I'm not feeling it, Ronald. I'm not feeling it. Godwin, though, he went off, got a huge contract, might go up to superstar, which is huge. 2 other receivers, almost to 1,000. Blocking-wise, definitely a much better season. Donovan. Wait, did Donovan? Wait, whoa. 4 sacks from Donovan. Okay, calm yourself there, pal. Sack totals, absolutely abysmal. I mean, I had everyone in the right spot, too, and the rookie literally didn't. No, actually, he got 5. Okay, he still sucked. Let's put it that way. Kicking, yeah, I don't really care about that, to be honest. Let's take a look at the awards. I would assume our guy won the Rookie of the Year award. Actually, maybe not, because that Peck guy was insane. Yeah, I was watching this guy at 7 games played. To be fair, that could have been a bye week. Maybe he had 8. He had like 2,200 yards and 24 touchdowns. Huge loss. And, of course, look at how close. Oh, we got cucked. Chris Godwin was best wide receiver, which is huge, though. Unbelievable cuckage, but still not a bad season at all. And let's go on to the Super Bowl. Of course, we may have to re-sign Levante still. I don't know how we're going to re-sign him, to be honest, because I can't really give him a 3-year deal. It's just not likely for us to do. Let's take a look at the development, see if anyone went up or anything. So Godwin did go up to superstar, which is extremely clutch. Let's take a look at his abilities. In and out elite. Receivers with this run sharper routes and catch more consistently while running in and out. Oh, if that's actually the ability he gets in this, like, guaranteed. Oh, that's insane. He's so good. Here's Bob Perry, of course. He is superstar development. Game. Thank you. Inside Deadeye would have perfect accuracy inside the numbers. Pocket Deadeye passers have unpressure. That's pretty good. Pretty good because they kind of like tie in together. Defensively, did we get any? Oh, Sean Murphy bunting. A nice upgrade in the development trait. I probably should have showed you guys, but in cheap. But tip drill. Oh, that's what he gets. I hate tip drill. I really do. I don't like it. Under pressure ability. Pretty decent for a big guy, I suppose. Let's see who we... Actually, did we get another one? Carlton Davis might have went up, actually. I will say, we've made better moves in our actual franchise, but the development ups in this one have been ridiculous. Fellas, Can we move that luck over to the real game here? Like, don't get me wrong, I care about the rebuild, but, I mean, I'm not going to care about it in a couple of hours when I'm done recording it. Please? Thank you? So, Levante David, ooh, he drops to an 85. Oh, these are things that I need to know. So, in fairness to Levante, he's still very good. He's an 85 overall, which sucks, kinda, but he's very good still. He wants a 2-year, $16 million deal, which I think is perfectly fair now. Is this right? Ooh, we can't tag him. If we're going to grab him, we got to get him back in free agency. Vernon Hargraves is still pretty... we'll get a better guy. Yeah, that's pretty much that. We're going to go to free agency and see what we can replace. Yes. Okay, so at least we know the secrets. All we have to do is release him in the start of the third year, and we're set. Obviously, we need Levante back if we can. We can obviously improve our DBs, but I don't know. I think we're going to keep the free safety and strong safety way that is. I mean, it's a good team. I mean, 8-8 wasn't bad by any means, but I think this team should be playoff ready soon enough. Tre'Davious Whitey's superstar development. Now, that is a guy I will be willing to pay. I don't care what you say. Who's our cornerback? Sean Murphy. So Trevor can play number 3 then, and we'll have 2 superstars starting. Keanu's nice and wow, what is with the development ups? Is that because of the new... Oh, did the update change that? But yeah, I mean, even Trubisky with a development up. Come on now. Now I know things are cheese. That's a really good ability. With this ability, he's able to throw the ball while he's getting hit and all that. That's a really good ability. It's super underrated for sure. Leonard Fournette. I'm not going to pay him big money, but I'll pay him a little bit to back up Mr. Underachiever himself. All right, we got Jitterbug screen again. Look at how big this is. Look at this. Oh, God. That's what she said. Look how big this is, and then you disappoint her. So we got 3 big names. Kyle Long is not as big of a name. We're really high overall here, by the way. Like, I know I have it at about 200% each, but that's what I normally rock, and it's normally not that good. I really want to unlock this level 90 for Chris Godwin, see what we're aiming for. Honestly, seeing this, little bit of a spoiler again. Once again, this is, hey, watching all my videos is how you get spoilers, the inside scoop on some of these video series. Chris Godwin's off to a pretty decent start to the season, better than any of our other receivers the first year, so there's that. Take it how you will. But he will be off to a much better start if I learn that this second ability is even more OP. In and out elite, whatever the hell that was called, is ridiculous. That's so good. Honestly, it's really going to just be about drafting for youth, replacing guys like Brockers, worrying about Levante David in the future. The safeties, they're not great. There are obviously lots of potential there, but not great. It's a great team, though. It's a team that's ready to win, ready to play. We don't even need to fill any position, but obviously you worry about the future. And, we are coming off of a 4-11-1 season and then an 8-8. We're still not in the playoffs yet, and it's about to be season 3. We actually got Leonard Fournette, which is a pretty big pickup as a backup. And honestly, I have a guy here, and I don't know if I want to pass up on him. One, you have a wide receiver here who's insane. Honestly, you could literally call this guy the next Mike Evans, which is ridiculous, but I'm not going to worry about that. I think we're going to go with the once-in-a-lifetime middle linebacker, Francis Dial, A hit power, A tackle, B+ play rec. I think he looks great, and let's freaking hope for it. And he is. He could be star development with 79 overall. It does not matter. I should have probably looked at this before I called anything else. But yeah, he's great. He's great. He's insane. Mid-first doesn't sound good to me. When I hear mid-first, I think, top 10, right? So I'm going to move down a little bit. Hopefully he's there like pick 8, maybe. The Patriots, really, of all the guys. Brian Jones was a great player. I don't think they would take a DT. The Titans probably would, and I know the Panthers would. Armadillos, who the hell are those? This is a risky move because we don't know how good this guy's going to be, but we traded Brockers, who's on a 1-year deal, a 3rd round next year, and pick 16 to move up to number 8. I think it's definitely a fair trade. It's just a bit of a risky one on our part. So I'm really hoping this guy's good. Yeah, we'll still go for him. Isaac Wake, 77 overall. There you go. Once again, he could be star, and it wouldn't really be necessarily worth it over Brockers year 1, but obviously it's another great pick. We drafted another really good defensive tackle. I'm trying to think of the lineman we have. Screw it, Keaton. I'm just not even going to say anything anymore. Great strength, great player. I don't know how. I just don't. We do have a really good quarterback, too. So early, Robert Curry isn't really a need. Early third. Should we take him anyways? Nah, I'm not going to take that risk. I'm going to trade down. I think we're going to go with the pick. The Colts. And he's actually, even the quarterback's there, early fourth. I'm not going to risk the lineman. I mean, you just can't pass up on those potentials. And yeah, once again, absolutely killing the draft. 77 overall. Normal development sucks, and I don't think you have any chance to upgrade them, but totally worth it. Where's that QB? If he's still there, pick 1 in the 4th. We'll trade up for him. You know you're a bad player when the team actually will make the trade because you're on there. Like, you get so much of a loss if the play... Did I trade for the wrong pick? It's fine. We'll get to the Eagles. Who did I trade with? It looks pretty good to me. I'm going for him. All right. I mean, in fairness, in a user league... Nah, he's terrible. I'm not going to hit you with an in fairness on this one. I can't do it. He's okay in speed, pretty decent, but holy crap. 70 deep, 75 medium. Short's great. 85 throw power. Yeah, that's a certified not good pick. I can't say buzz because it's a 4th-round pick with a little bit of potential, but that's probably a guy somebody reaches in a user league in like the 2nd round, not going to lie. So we had a couple of 1st-round picks, it's safe to say. So we had pick number 3 overall, Francis Dial. Absolutely insane. And I'm not going to lie, I think, for 1, he looks like Leonard Fournette, and 2, probably star development. Superstar, perfectly fine by me. I will take that, and I will walk away happy. Isaac Wake, a bit better strength than I thought he was going to be. A 34 rep is 90 strength. That's okay. That's not bad. And star development. That's fine. It's fine. Star development, great player. Replaces Brockers nicely. Alex Keaton, low strength. Something tells me he could be superstar. Superstar X Factor, or just regular star. Still a really good player. And I think that was it. 6'6", 21 years old, 97 jumping. Wow. EA may or may not have created a monster. Stamina is a little worrisome. 86 isn't great for a receiver. Run block should have been probably higher just for his size. Wow, that's a bit of a nightmare. Was it a pass rusher? Oh, here he is, Robert Curry. He was 2 picks after us as well. 83 speed, 87 excel. Oh, that's a miss. He was obviously a freaking beast. I almost said bust. A gem for sure. Star development, but wow. Yeah, we missed that one for sure, and that quarterback was useless. Obviously, it's not like it was one or the other. It's just that I don't know. I decided to insult the guy. What do you want? So we trade Jensen, Whitehead, and a punter for a 3rd round next year from the Dolphins. Maybe they'll switch, turn it around by then. I have no clue. Don't really care. Just want to get rid of a guy with a little bit of value, but more importantly, a bit of expense and just a position we really don't need to have anymore. So we're 86 overall, 88-0, 85 defense. There's not really a whole lot we can do to get better roster-wise other than just play more games, more seasons. This is the best offensive line in football. After first few years, it's very hard for teams to compete with even 80s across the board, let alone, a 90 and, a couple of mid-80s. And then here's the defense. Obviously, Levante David starts, but he could be traded next year with Dial replacing him. Dial is on the practice, so he should still get some pretty decent upgrades. Might even hit, an 82-ish. Probably be over Levante David once the regressions hit. But hopefully this is enough to make the playoffs, man. We're starting to get a little desperate now. I've been patient, but at the same time, I've been worrisome. All right, so here's some more re-signings. Vita Vea. Oh, is that all my man wants for a contract? I mean, hello. I will take that any day of the week. A 4-year, I don't even know what it was, a $34 million deal. Bulaga's great. I don't think we can re-sign him. Ronald Jones, 6-year deal worth about $30 mil. He's not great, but obviously his youth, his speed, his dev makes him definitely worth keeping. Same with Carlton Davis, not a great player either. These are some very favorable contracts. This team could stay alive for a long time. Obviously, in our actual Buccaneers franchise, I have no idea what's going to happen because some of the names are different. Some of the overalls are going to be higher, and it was pre-update. So we might be looking at a really bad situation considering these guys might be getting twice the money that they're getting here. All right, here's the moment of truth. Double move elite. Receivers with this ability of an increased success rate when running double moves against man. Ooh. If it was like slant specialist or something like that, whatever, slot, kind of player, that would be great. Double move, kind of useless for me. I mean, I don't think double moves are bad, but for me, I just don't use them. All right, here we are hoping for the best, man. It's got to be the playoffs, right? We're a good team. It's got to be. It's not. 9-7. I don't know what you guys want me to do. Honestly, it might have to be one of those last season and then potential reload. I mean, this is another great season from Bob Perry. I don't know what you want us to do here. Chris Godwin very well could go to Superstar X Factor. Blocking, really good blocking yet again. Defensively, sack totals are 10 for the rookie. Oh, well, once upon a time rookie. Vita Vea, not bad. McBath, not bad. Barrett, super disappointing. Tre'Davious White could go to X Factor. And Matt Gay didn't really miss. 7th in offense. That's obviously elite status. And then defensively, 22nd. Great. Come on. Buzz Stout. Interesting. Number 5 on the MVP list. Wait, did the Bears become the Armadillo? Oh, no, he was a free agent, in fairness. Never mind. Any awards? Doesn't appear so. Bob Perry did win Best QB, but I guess that doesn't matter. Best wide receiver as well. Best linebacker, best DB. Are you kidding me? Still no playoffs. Oh my God. It's an 88 overall. Okay, before we go any further, it's petty time. We'll do one more season. Really good or not. It's the way it is. There's only so many minutes I can put in a video. I'm not doing 2-hour rebuild DA. I'm sorry. Maybe we have to start doing what some of the other YouTubers are doing. Like, what am I doing? That's a really good question. Like C4 and them where they're doing multi-videos. Maybe we do that for these types of rebuilds, but not in general, I'd say. So, of course, we've seen the Colts, Cowboys, not bad rosters. Cowboys, a team that usually makes the Super Bowl or very far every year. Not as good of a team as us, but yet here they are. Looking around, not really many teams close. Redskins are okay. Saints are decent. Seahawks are okay. A lot of 83 overall teams. The Armadillos, which are the Chargers, 84 overall. I mean, we're the highest overall team in the league, and yet we don't even make the playoffs. I don't care about winning it. Fair enough, winning the playoff game, Super Bowl, whatever. But just making the playoffs as one of the best teams? Like, what? How can we not make the playoffs at least? X Factor for Godwin and Bob Perry. So the abilities are high-low. Ooh, this is a new one for me. Accurate passers know that ball placement is the difference between a touchdown and a turnover. When they enter the zone, all high and low passes are thrown with perfect accuracy. What else does he have? Homer, ability slots we have to wait for. Can't make the playoffs with that guy? Come on, EA. Please don't do me dirty. His ability is double me, as expected. He pretty expected from him. Defensively, any upgrades? Nelson goes up to a superstar rating. Secure tackler, not a great ability at all. Surprisingly, he didn't go up. McBath, I think, actually did go up, did he? He didn't? I really thought, I guess he was already superstar. Am I stupid? Oh, yeah, he did already have that. Never mind. So Dial, Levante David, I don't think the regressions have hit, in fairness, but Levante David actually went up in overall. Maybe it was morale. I don't know. Super disappointed, though. The winner of the Super... The Dolphins! What do you mean? 82 overall. For one, how? And two, 82 overall. What else can I say? I mean, that's just a loud, large sigh. That's all I can really give you. Gentleman, Gangnam Style, Hangover, Daddy. There's another one where he's like actually singing sad about his dad, which is like a very loving song. Bulaga, a 1-year deal. He was actually pretty good for us. I'm actually going to knock that deal out and then use the rookie we got. Okay, let's be honest. I'm going to have to give him like an $8 million deal. Even he won't accept this either. I don't know why the game does that, but it is what it is. We can probably get him cheaper in free agency anyways. A lot of backups. I usually let the AIs deal with that because there's no such thing as, real life realism in this game because it just doesn't matter who you grab. Looking at the players, Elaine Vander Esch, that'd be a great name. JJ Watt, that'd be a really cool name. Jair is only star development, which is weird. Mitchell Schwartz, we actually have a lot of money. We were going to pay Bulaga, but maybe it's Mitchell Schwartz time. $16 million for a 1-year deal. It's totally worth it. It's basically like a tag. Hopefully he does sign. Michael Gallup, these are some pretty good players, but I don't think that's someone, we don't really need those guys. Maybe Harold Landry? 90 finesse. Yeah, I don't know how much money Shaq's making, but he's probably on, I think one final year here. So if we can get this guy and get rid of Shaq and, we're upgrading the player dramatically without having to really technically pay money, in a way, you're not paying much. Brockers is impressive, man. He's still sticking around. Tough. What a beast. So I don't even know. This is entering year 4. This is what Melvin Ingram looks like. Ugh, he's feasible, but yeah, that's a rough one, man. I think it's time for you to retire, pal. JJ Watt wants a 2-year deal. His bonus is what worries me. Can we give him a 1-year deal? Give him a 1-year deal worth almost $20 million. Would he take that? If he would take that, I'd do it because, we can't really use this money anyways. So we might as well do it, I think. And, of course, obviously, the cap space is bad now, but once we trade the guys that we're going to be replacing, technically, that should be fine. So I think a bit of a risk. Hopefully we get the guys, though. I do not remember our draft picks, but they're not going to be great. We ended up with Schwartz and Landry. Of course, we didn't really need J.J. Watt, so I'm not mad about it at all. Might be able to use Shaq Barrett as an upgrade piece. Like not an upgrade piece, you know what I mean? Like a trade-up piece, I suppose, is what I should have said. I think I found the perfect team. Shaq Barrett, Levante David, and Jamal Williams, technically to the Armadillos, but it is the Chargers, and we will give them pick 52. So a pretty good trade for both pieces here, both teams. I think that's completely fair, and I'm very happy with it. So we don't really need corner, but do we trade up to get Dalen Bradford? He looks insanely good. Here's an interesting one. Joey Clark, mid-first, really good grade. Interesting. So far, our picks are 15 and somewhere around 16-ish. There are 2 safeties, one of them very good. Bradford, dude, there's just no chance. Let's just be honest. There's a safety that I really worry about. His name is Dudley Woods. There he is. I just didn't know what I wanted to do because trading up to number 6 or 7 would be very tough. There is a guy named Spencer Timms. He does look very good in fairness, but I don't know, man. We have a great free safety, and he goes, I regret it a little bit. Okay, I regret it a little bit, but I just don't think with an actual glaring need right now that we should really waste any of that. Like, I'd rather go with this Kendrick Lloyd guy, Lee Sampson. We can land both of those guys without having to trade up. I think that's what we're going to do. Lee Sampson, who is very fast, very good, and then a tackle. Honestly, I don't know which one's better. Let's just go Lee. I think corner's technically a bigger need. So 77 overall hidden. Looks pretty good based on that, and maybe we didn't need a safety. Lee Sampson is a very fast player that could play free. Maybe we put someone else there, though. I don't know. I think I really like where he's at. This lineman could go, so I'm a little worried. We'll go to 20 and just hope. What was that? Was that actually the guy, Lloyd? I think Lloyd was the guy, wasn't it? But I thought he was a right tackle, no? Nope, that was him. So the running back's still there. That's just not a position I need. Running back, I don't think is draftable in the first round, especially in Madden. And then really all we have is the rest of the draft. We don't have much to work with. 3rd round pick I think is fine, so we're actually going to try to move this for a next year first from a team that is projected to do all right. So, if we come in for a reload, we may end up with, decent draft picks. I think it's pretty fair. It's trading straight up with the Chargers for a next year first round. I think that's going to, fix a little bit of the karma of if we overtraded a little bit. Maybe that'll fix it because obviously in real life, a bad team or a team with a bad pick coming up, more than likely, like the Chargers, you would definitely add to that because being able to draft a guy guaranteed at 20 right away versus having to wait a full year and landing potentially the exact same, draft pick isn't probably worth it. Robertson, great potential. It's a little bit on the slower side. Okay, so at 71 overall, he's huge, in fairness. 6'4", almost 250 pounds. He's not bad, I suppose, for a usual league with that good catching. A little bit rough on the jumping. Not an athletic guy, and I would love to see the hit power better. You can't go wrong for a 4th round pick, but, well, about a 4th round pick. This guy doesn't even look that great. We'll still take him, whatever. Hidden. Okay. I think it's worth the blunder. It's worth the blunder. We don't have any more picks, and we pretty much traded anything we can use to trade up. I kind of want to take a look at the 2 guys we missed, though, the fullback and the right end. But overall, I don't think, even though this guy probably being star, let's be honest, I don't think those guys are going to be better than the guy we took. So go get the draft recap. Who the hell did we take? We missed one of the players. We got Lee Sampson, though, super fast. Might play free safety for us. We'll see. Star development, nothing spectacular, but also not bad at all. And then McFarlane, a decent lineman, actually. A super steal for sure with star development as well. So, good pick. A little bit more bust-like. I almost said busty, which is a completely different topic. Talk to your parents, folks. Here's Joey Clark. He went to the Vikings. Kind of reminds me of Toby Gerhart maybe a little bit. What's the development? Normal. Oh, never mind. See ya later, pal. Thank God we didn't go for him. So we trade Mike Edwards, Nelson, and Scotty Miller. A bunch of young fellas. I don't even know if Nelson is young, but young guys with a lot of potential but need contracts. It's still definitely worth it. Mike Edwards is definitely got a lot of potential. It's just we have enough DBs the way it is, and our new Sampson guy is definitely going to play the free safety spot for us. We do need some backups, but other than that, we're pretty much ready to roll on to what appears to be the final season. Can we even make the playoffs? It's not even us at this point, and that's why I'm kind of willing to just give up. It's just the game's not giving it to us because we're the Buccaneers. It's just that's simply it. It's the Buccaneers, which really worries me about, if we have fair sims in our actual Buccaneers franchise, because clearly we're not going to get those wins no matter what overall we are. All right, so here's some re-signings. Devin White, not really asking for that much, all things considered. So here comes a 6-year deal, a massive one for him. Sean Murphy Bunting, once again, not a huge deal considering young superstar development and on the verge of breaking out, even though he already kind of broke out. Blythe, I don't know about. And then Schwartz, I don't even know if he's going to be in the NFL after this season. All right, it's looking pretty promising, but when hasn't in this entire rebuild? We go 10-6, and you guessed it, we missed the playoffs. I get it's not an easy division, right? But you've got to be kidding me. We start off the season with a 1-4 record. How? I mean, in fairness, it's not an easy schedule, but then you win 3, you lose 1, then you win 4, you lose 1, and then you win 2. Something's got to give, EA. This team is good. Bob Perry is one of the best rookies I've ever had success-wise. 4,445 yards, 42 touchdowns, 9 picks, almost MVP, maybe even MVP. Ronald Jones is a little bit disappointed, but he's still getting 1,000 yards a season. Godwin has been absolutely insane. Blocking has been really good. Defensively, I'm not going to really speak too much on this, but, we're not doing well, okay? I'll just put it that way. 4th in offense, so we've improved from 7, I think was our highest. And then 22-16. So 4th offensive, 16th defensive. That is playoffs all over it. 2nd in points scored. How many in points allowed? 15. I mean, that's playoffs. That's a prototypical good team making the playoffs, except when you're us. We missed 4 straight playoffs. This, so far, at least in Madden 20, is easily the best rebuild with the worst result. There's just sometimes nothing you can do, and you just have to deal with it. We'll take a look. But before anyone regresses, we're doing it again, folks. I'm sorry. We're doing it again. I know. I'm there with you. So the Falcons beat us a few times. There's an 80 overall team. We're so far into this league that all the bad teams that started bad are now good, and all the good teams that started good are kind of bad. Saints, 85 overall. They're still worse than us. Seahawks, they're well worse than us. This is ridiculous. There's not even... Is there even a team that's even close? The Cowboys again? Colts? There's really not a team that's close. Come on. No playoffs. Once again, I can accept no Super Bowl win, but not a singular playoff berth. Unbelievable. There's not much we could have done, and that's just the way it is. If there's anything to be said, we just ignore the fact that, the Panthers, what overall were they? I forgot to look, but they couldn't have been great because I completely forgot they were even in the division. I actually thought the Seahawks were in the division for a second. Yeah, For some reason, that just threw me so far off. I just literally had an aneurysm in my head. That's where they are. Sal, pal. I almost called myself Sal. Jesus, forgot my real identity. What? Where the hell are those Panthers? The Panthers usually are pretty decent at this point in time, in fairness. Yeah, 85 overall. But there's no one else that should... I mean, even the Panthers, they shouldn't be able to touch us here. I mean, this is just unfair. 89 across the board. One of the best quarterbacks in the league. The best wide receiver core in the league. That's about it. I can't say much more about it. And even now, we're still in a position to once again make a run. But there's not much more we can do. Honestly, the team's only getting worse technically. We drafted pretty well. I don't know what else to tell you. If you like the video, maybe like it. Subscribe if you're new. Do those things if you hate EA. There you go. If this is the most liked video, clearly that proves that EA is not great. So you know what to do. No, but seriously, only like it if you did enjoy. And subscribe if you think you'll enjoy more, I guess. I don't know how you'll see the future, but maybe you will. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr. Thanks for watching, even with the results. It is what it is. That's all I can tell you. Buccaneers Franchise tomorrow. I don't know if there's going to be a second video with that or not, but definitely Buccaneers Franchise. Week 1 of Season 2. Buccaneers weekend continues. I don't know. Whatever. Hopefully you come back for next video, but until next video, see ya!